Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm Kurt Walbeck. Fathers and sons packing up and hitting the road for a hunt in the western states. It's been happening for decades. Each fall, many families plan on taking some time off to head to the western states in search of elk, mule deer, and antelope. Wisconsin's John and Paul Janke are about to make that same trip. Now they're in search of antelope near Sheridan, Wyoming. But I think you'll figure out pretty quickly there's something special about this father-son duo.
Hi, I'm Walt Janke from New London, Wisconsin. Just recently retired after 39 years of being an optician in Neenah. And that was good to me and time to do something different. You can see behind me and around me that there's some taxidermy. And I've been doing that for about 37 years, so that's turning into more of a full-time thing for me now. So other than taxidermy, I do have other great responsibilities, and that being Paul's dad. Paul has some challenges, some disabilities. He has slight autism. He has cognitive disabilities, which means he probably can't tell you what 3 times 3 is. It's kind of funny that way how his mind operates, but he does have some disabilities there. I take him to work every morning. He loves it at Gardan, and they love him. He's the only one there that has some challenges and disabilities, if we want to call it that. Typically works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He likes that. His coworkers are awesome. Paul used to be a very quiet, shy young man when he started at Gardan 8 years ago. They brought him out of his shell, there is no doubt. When something that comes out of his mouth or something happens, Cheryl and I look at each other and we say, Gardan. So we're blaming Gardan, coworkers, all in a good way, all in good fun. They've been such a great positive influence on him for getting him out in society. It's been wonderful. Hunting is a great passion of his, so it's a great passion of mine. He loves his archery with his mission crossbow. That seems to be his #1 thing. Me personally, archery was my passion till about 8 years ago. I don't think I picked up my bow and fired an arrow through it in the last 7, 8 years, and that's fine. I get to see it through Paul's eyes, and that's pretty cool. So he's my hunting buddy. He'll outsit anybody. He's a lot of fun out there.
This one is my 6x6.
It's my 5x5.
And whose is bigger?
Mine.
Who shoots the big stuff?
I always do. He always sleeps.
Paul started hunting with me when he was about 14 years old because that was the age that my dad took me out. So he was a very good hunter. He would see things that I didn't, especially when I'd take a nap occasionally. That happens. His first big game animal was a Russian boar. And that was on a ranch in Upper Michigan. And that was with a rifle. And that was his maiden voyage kind of in the hunting world. He did very well with that. And that broke the ice. That just absolutely created a monster. He's taken a handful, probably 6, 8 deer in Wisconsin and Manitoba, and he wanted to do an antelope hunt. We were introduced to Tony Larson out of Sheridan, Wyoming, and got on the phone with him, and I knew very quickly that Tony was our man. He sounded very understanding. I explained the situation because I didn't want to get anybody into a situation where it was uncomfortable. Tony very quickly was very reassuring to Cheryl and I that this was the place to go. Small operation, small ranch, relatively new to the outfitting business, and he set us up and he took very good care of us. Very reassuring, walked us through the application process, did all of that. We were totally comfortable with it before we left. Well, here we are. We have Sunday, August 30th. We're out here in Sheridan, Wyoming. My son Paul, and he's got his mission crossbow that he's trying to take an antelope with here. He's been practicing all summer. Gotten pretty handy with it, right, bud?
Yep.
Yep. So we're set up, and across the water hole here is about 35 yards, which is within his comfort zone. So we'll see what we can do. Weather here has changed quite a bit. I had quite a spell of 90-degree weather, 90-degree plus, and we're sitting in the mid-60s today. It's kind of nice for us in the blind where we're not cooking like a pizza. So this is fine with us, or we put on a light jacket or whatever. So. The other factor we've had this morning is typical of Sheridan, Wyoming, where the wind doesn't quit. And I don't know, I'm guessing we're having 30 or 40 mile an hour gusts here, and it's going from right to left. And for archery, that's kind of a factor to keep in mind. So limits the shot a little bit, but we'll try to compensate and play that guessing game somewhat. But yeah, it's breezy. Comes and it goes, and it's more here than it's not, but we'll adapt. We just need some antelope.
Tony had the blind set up just perfect. At a distance, we looked at it and said there's a blind, not a water hole. But once you got down in there and in the blind, overlooking the water hole, the shot was about 25, 30 yards, depending where the antelope would water. And that's good range for Paul. I mean, we were going to let him shoot on out to 50. He was comfortable at that. But he had him coming in to about 25 yards at the edge of the water hole, which was perfect. Left to right, Paul could shoot probably about a 30, 40 yard window somewhere in there without having to reposition him and getting him set up. So those were the parameters we had. The water went all the way around us, kind of a horseshoe-shaped type of a scenario we had there to look at, but the antelope were coming down in one direction. And dominant on that, you could see the tracks by the water hole, so that was all taken care of. One other interesting piece of information that what Tony had done is he put a piece of wire all the way around the water hole, which had to take some time, which was funneling the antelope to the one open spot where they could water. That turned out to be extremely helpful. Paul and I were following the forecast, more Paul than I, because he knew we were watching for hot, sunny, dry days. That's what we wanted sitting over a water hole. Well, he let me know it was going to rain. And it hadn't rained all summer there, so he said it's going to be all right. I said, Paul, we'll be fine. Well, we did get out in the blind the first day, and it was sunny and hot, breezy, but things changed. It rained. And it rained some more, and it rained some more. And on an archery antelope hunt, where you're sitting on a water hole and all of a sudden there's water everywhere, the animals aren't coming to the water hole.
We're down into probably the upper 40s. It's been raining for a few hours, pretty heavy rain. We have clear skies coming for a good sunset, so we've got about an hour and a half of shooting light left. Maybe we get lucky. Sat it out all day, so been very patient, Paul. Yeah. Done a good job. Give an antelope up there. What do you see? An antelope. An antelope, yeah. Is it a buck? Yeah. Okay. So with some does. Does. Well, tell the ladies to come down here. Ladies, come down here. All right. Hopefully you get a chance, right? Yeah. Okay. Looks like an antelope. Well, we're at the end of the second day here, and we had quite a bit of action here late in the day, the last couple hours. We had a total of 5 bucks that we could see in eyesight, and one of them, actually 2 of them were pretty close. One got within 77 yards, got to the edge of the water, and all he wanted to do was eat. He didn't come in any closer, didn't give us a chance. So 77 yards is just a little too far for us here, so he walked off. We watched him for probably another half hour, and tomorrow's another day. We haven't, blown the valley here and kicked everything out, so maybe we slip in here in the dark tomorrow morning and see what we can do. And it's supposed to be warm and dry and sunny in the next few days, so maybe tomorrow, Paul. What do you say? We'll give it a try again, okay? All right, we had fun.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Mission Crossbows and HHA Sports.
So day 3, the weather had changed and it was getting better, and antelope were moving. And we had seen a buck a couple of times, a good buck, and Paul had said, that'd be really great, Dad, if I could get a shot at him. And I agree, because it was a good one. So the antelope comes in, caught us by surprise a little bit, and it came in to the right of Paul's shooting lane. Because I have to sit behind Paul and talk him through, and he has his crossbow on his shooting bench, and he just doesn't have the ability to pick it up and aim and point in any direction. He has to process things, take his time, let the animal come into his shooting lane. Well, this antelope, again, a good buck, came to the right of us, and it was within 22 yards, I believe, but we were trying to shuffle Paul around inside the blind and be quiet, get his chair repositioned and his shooting bench, and we literally needed, I think, about 2 or 3 more steps from that antelope, and we would have had a bolt flying at that antelope. And it just didn't happen. And it was day 3 of a 3-day hunt. It was in the afternoon, and Paul, he was crushed. I mean, I could see the look in his face. His old man was crushed, because Paul put in a lot of time. This was his 3rd antelope hunt, 3rd time around, and he has really been putting in a lot of chair time and a lot of practice and gotten very good with his mission crossbow, and it just looked like everything was going bad. And he sat there, and we watched the antelope turn and go away from the water hole and away from us, and we thought, well, at least we got to see him, we got him on film, maybe another hunt.
Smile at the camera. Maybe next time, right? Give him a thumbs up.
So we get talking to Tony that night, that evening, and he changed our mind about a 3-day hunt. He said it's not a 3-day hunt. He said it's a hunt that you can stay as long as you need to until you kill an antelope. That was pretty cool. So that's what we did. Everything's a go. We made some more reservations at the motel. So we're out there day 4. We get into some antelope pretty quick. And we saw a couple of bucks coming up over the ridge, and we were going to take any legal buck, anyone that was going to present an opportunity. And they're slowly coming down to the water hole, and things are looking good. Everything's coming together very well. But what we didn't plan on was Rufus. I don't know if that was his name or not, but the rancher's dog decided to make an entrance and chase some antelope around. He came to the water hole because he saw the antelope. We could hear the rancher, Tony, calling his dog, trying to get him away from the water hole because he didn't want him to goof off already extended on. So it turned out that the antelope weren't really bothered by the dog. I assume they had seen the dog before. And one of the bucks came down to the water hole. And it looked like this thing was going to finally come together. and hearts are beating. And Paul knows that the antelope, or any animal, we like to get it to turn broadside. Ethical shot. Paul was pretty keyed up. I knew that. I've hunted with him a lot. I'm gonna turn him loose. He gets lined up, and I'm trying to hang on to him and hang on to his shooting bench, and he gets in there, and he launched a bolt with that antelope staring us, or drinking, and facing us straight on, and he nailed it.
God, are you kidding me? Did I get him? Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you. I gotta take my sweater off. Congratulations, Paul. Let's take a video of my shirt.
His excitement, he gets up out of his chair, and he couldn't wait to get his clothes off, and I didn't know he had this shirt on. And he's peeling off his stuff, and he's got his hunt day shirt, and he lets out one of his infamous hunt day, oh, whatever. And
Now the nickname of it is a hump day antelope now because it's Wednesday today. Oh, God. I couldn't.
Okay, you're over the hump, right? Let's show your shirt. Stand up.
Okay.
You're over the hump.
Does he care if I say it real loud?
You say whatever you want.
Humpty! Mama, Mike.
Okay, we're over the hump.
We're
Give me
over-
somebody.
I'm a lucky guy.
Okay. All right, Janke. All right.
Paul, great work, man. That is
Thanks.
awesome. That is phenomenal. That is great. Gotta have a pretty proud dad here, huh?
Yep, very much so. Yeah, I won't hold back on that. He made a great shot, and
Looks like you made a perfect shot. Absolutely
shot.
perfect.
yeah, straight on shots are not the desired, but it's what you were given, and you did perfect,
Oh,
Paul.
yeah,
so.
that's exciting, you guys. That's really
Mhm.
exciting.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Rapala and Mountain Dew.
What an incredible trip. Imagine 4 full days in the blind from sun up till sundown for the Janke father-son duo to be able to get that done. Paul, congratulations on a great antelope. It truly was an awesome hump day. And kudos to John and all the parents that see to it that their kids get the chance to live the outdoor lifestyle regardless of the challenges. And we hope that you'll join us again here next week when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around the U.S., around Canada, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Matthews Archery and Vortex Optics.
Welcome to Outhouse Bound TV with Kurt Walbeck.
Don't get me distracted during the hunting, Kurt.
Now, what else did you want me to say?
Humpty! Mama, Mike.
What am I supposed to say?
Try to get one a little bit bigger than his.
Blind's over there. Paul shot him and ran over here and died.
Where are you from? How you doing?
Did I say something wrong?